day you'll buy a ride on a comet, and you'll ride into the sunset of a planet that's beyond it, beyond the wall of all there is. And you will stash it in your pocket, and you'll take it to Manhattan, man, where your grandma's 10 and you are 10. You're not a family man, you're best friend. And you will hold it together under the oldest running water of the river of each other, with the power of the future. One day you'll ride into the dawning.
Alright, hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. This is Rob here at Smirking Gun Reviews, back to talk more Perpetual Grace Limited. We're on episode 6. It's called When Doves Cry, so full spoilers if you've not seen this episode. I want to thank everybody for their patience with me, allowing me to take my time with these, because I realize the show is now basically, the last episode aired, and I have not seen it yet. So a lot of you that have gotten into watching this show because of these reviews have finished. Well, I have yet to do so because I'm doing a lot of stuff. But this episode is pretty special in its own little way, because it's not a big episode. There's not tons going on. We've got montages showing other people and what they're doing, like Michael Chernus says, Glenn's dad, and Dave, played by Kurtwood Smith, and Leslie and New Leaf. They're all briefly showed here. Even James and Paul as well. But this is really Hector, Pa, and Ma's episode. And it's really, I get now what one commenter said about it now. And it is a pretty sweet story. But the thing that I'm taking away from this is the one thing that I guess I really should have been considering right from the get-go. And that is, from the trailers and from some of the things that we've seen from the characters, it never occurred to me that while Pa and Ma have a history, a kind of a sordid history about things, and Pa for sure has done some pretty bad things in his past, for some reason I didn't let it occur to me that maybe when Paul says that they're just a couple of old people, I mean, they're not. Okay, they'll never be just a couple of old people, but I never allowed it to enter my head that Pa kind of rehabilitated himself. And maybe this money he has isn't like some shady thing. Maybe all of this is work that they've been doing, because in this episode it just turns it around on me and makes me realize that I don't think, despite Pa's past, which does sound like it's still coming to bite him with this Donald Deloche guy, that Pa's bad anymore, and that the things that he's done were all in like defense of himself, of his wife, of being put in a situation that they didn't create. And I'm realizing now how foolish I've been feeling, because I've said Pa looks like a predator, and he's still, like, he has those eyes, and I don't know if this show was trying to guide me that way, so that when they do pull the rug out from under me, which is in this episode, I'm left feeling this way. And maybe if that was on purpose, I don't know, but I'm glad I got here nonetheless. And I've completely turned around on Pa. And again, I feel stupid that I didn't kind of see this a mile away, that the real danger here still is Paul and Dana De Lorenzo's character, who is, her name is escaping me right now, and I don't know why. Valerie. That's right. I got so many notes. And we're given more about Hannah Mae Lee, who plays Scotty Scholes in this, and her role that's going to be playing in future episodes. So let's just talk about this episode. Ma's running out of air because the burro took the stick out of there. Leslie, meanwhile, he says to the sheriff that he's working Dave But I think he's saying that to the sheriff so that he won't question like what he's doing. You know, he says like, "Oh, I'm just kind of using him, like I'm keeping him around in case we need him to like, you know, to choose sides, to pick sides, things like that." And maybe that's partially true, but I don't think Leslie's that kind of guy. I do think that he wants vengeance for what happened to that little girl, and in fact, I am almost positive of that because of how he grabs for his gun and stuff, and when he sees that it's New Leaf there, which is kind of what I suspected at the end of last episode, that it really wouldn't be James, but it would be New Leaf that has the ankle bracelet on. Now, I didn't think about the ankle bracelet part, but I did think that we were being led to believe they were getting James, when really they were going to get New Leaf. You know, and I'm just going to talk about New Leaf's story right here. I had an audible, I made this noise when I saw the pager go off. I was like, oh no, oh no. I'm trying to put myself in New Leaf's shoes, and I'm just like, oh God. Of course, right? But that's all we get of New Leaf, and Leslie is still alive, so that's nice. I'm glad at that. And that shot of the close-up of Terry O'Quinn as he's looking up and seeing him, and that look on his face. I just love this Texas Ranger Leslie Walker look. I'm sorry, he looks so fucking cool. Blah blah blah. Get this all right. Glenn's dad, you know, making 2 dinners for himself. That's pretty, you know, it's sad. But this, like I said, this whole story is all about Ma, Pa, and Hector and his family. And we get a little bit of Ma's past, where she talks about how she was born on June 4th, 1944. She's an orphan. You know, she had a lot of big sisters. You know, all the girls in the orphanage were good to her. She says her real birthday, though, was the day that we landed on the moon, which is the day she met Pa, the day that everything changed. And it's really, really sweet. They both talk about how they use their orphan status to get people to, you know, like them, or she did it to men, he did it to women. Now they've met each other, and they don't have to do that anymore. And this is a love story in this episode, as dark and weird as it is. And we gotta talk about this. I was gonna get this video made earlier, but I was tearing apart the damn internet to find the Ben Kingsley version of When Doves Cry. It's this great honky-tonk version, and I'm like, okay, we got this like honky-tonk version of like When Doves Cry, and I'm thinking, that's cool, that's fine. And then Ben Kingsley starts to sing it. It was fucking awesome. And like I said, I've been tearing the internet apart trying to find this song. I was thinking I was just going to put my phone and record it up to the TV. I was desperate to put it in here. But definitely when you watch this, I highly recommend really listening to it. He's a really good singer, and brings a very haunting version to When Doves Cry, which is, man, Prince was so fucking good, man. Prince was so damn good. We always lose the good ones, but anyway, don't want to get too maudlin here. But that song was awesome. And when Marisol comes home, Hector's wife, and sees Pa standing there, and he's like, who did this? Like, showing like he's serious, like before she does anything else. Like, she's got the gun on him, and he's like, who did this? I did this. This is who you're messing with. And the whole thing of the gun's not loaded, and he just lets her like pound him and 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 pound him until she tires herself out. And it's like, yeah, that's an important part of the episode, of her fighting him, not just giving up. That she, you know, that she had the gun on him, whether it had bullets in it or not. And we also have Clara here. Now, Clara, if you don't know who Clara is, Clara was the mother of the boy, or the man, or whoever, that Pa killed with the shoe. Now she wants vengeance on Pa because of that murder, and they've already killed one innocent person because of it. Now, how things will change when Pa says why he killed him, and this still goes back to Hector, and how this will get resolved, I don't know. Because of what happens in this, like, you could say, oh, well, Hector's kind of, fine now, but is he? Is he? I don't know. Pa reads Hector's book to his wife. And to us. It's not good. It's not good. And I love that I hope you bought that typewriter for somebody else in the family, because this guy can't write. We get a little bit more of Scotty Scholes, played by Hannah Maylee, who is marrying Lonnie Scholes, who is gay. And Ma trying to tell her, like, you don't do this. Like, but Scotty's saying, that she's incorrigible. There's that word again. And that was where it really started to pop into my head about Pa being incorrigible, James being incorrigible, now Scotty being incorrigible, and these people that he's tried to help. And that is when I was like going, oh shit, I think Pa might be a good guy now. Like, he might be a good guy in the present time. Whatever he did in the past, is in the past, and you can't run away from all that you've done. But as of right now, I'm like thinking, because they show that flashback, and I'm like, Pa sure doesn't seem like a bad guy in front of Scotty, like when she says, like, I want to pay you back and I don't know how to do it, and I was in the dirt, and and all that, and he says that's payment enough, and it's sincere. And so I don't know, but she's trying to talk her out of, like, marrying this guy incorrigible. She says, fuck that word. I like that. All life will change if loved. I like that. I don't know if it's 100% true, but because I let me just tell you, a couple of years ago, I was not the same person that you're looking at right now, and I guess that's not true. I changed because I knew I needed to change, but it was love that changed, like, kept me changing. It's not initially what started the change, but it was love that kept me changing. I can say that for sure. I like also her description of doves before they mate and after they mate, that they're delivered by love, that before that they're predatory, which is not something you think about, because all I ever see are doves, like, making noise and just kind of sitting there. And I also didn't know about the whole thing with the mating and how they mate for life and stuff, like ducks do and stuff. I like that when she says that you need love that comes from the nuts. And for some reason we get this, like, cutaway to Lonnie Scholes, who's talking to a post office guy about P.O. boxes and privacy of mail, whether you're getting a letter or a strap-on, which is oddly specific. And the post office guy's reaction, which is like, he doesn't change. He's just trying not to laugh, but he's very good at it. And it's like, oh, well, I'm going to need there's different sizes, and I'm going to need a P.O. box larger than 7.5 inches. So Hector finally returns home, and Pa is still kind of going on about the book and about crows and black crows, and, like, what other color crows have you ever seen? Now, I know that there are albino crows, but I've never seen anything other. And I guess he's just saying, like, why are you being redundant? Like, if all crows are black, then why do you have to call them black crows? Or, like, I aimed a gun with my hand. Where are you going to aim it with? Your foot? So, anyway, to go back, so we see Scotty and Lonnie Scholes in the boudoir, and how he's trying to tell her that he's fine now and that the things have been working, and he's clearly going to screw her with a strap on, and that he just wants the lights off to be like so that we're in space. Poor Scotty. That, I don't know what to say else about that scene, just that yikes. Also, I don't know if Hector realizes this, but his book is pretty much a confession. Whether it's good or not, he's basically laying out the whole fucking plan right there. But I love Pa here, where he's like going into their relationship about what got Hector into this in the first place. Is this other woman played by, the Valerie girl. And how, oh, it's all about sex. And it's like, no, it isn't, you fucking moron. You quit. You're a quitter. That I've never cheated on Ma. We still have the thing, and we work at it, and it's all work, and love is work, and you're just leaving it, and for nothing, for what? For something, some pretty face. And again, this is just where it nails home that Pa's changed. Pa is a changed man. Now, I couldn't give myself over to that idea because I kept waiting for him to shoot Hector at some point. Especially later when he can't breathe. I thought, oh, but never happens. Never happens. Concocting unhappiness to justify selfishness. And I actually had to think about that for a minute because I was like, how many times have I done that? Where I've been unhappy, but have I ever made myself unhappier, or let something feel worse to justify something that I did later? And I have to admit, I think I've probably done that before. I think I have, and if I've done it, then other people have done it. Talking about his wife, she pulled the trigger for love. She's fighting for this. Would this Valerie girl do this for you? And I also like the whole the sympathy for the dove, and the story of the doves that mate, and the reason that the doves cry is because their mate is gone, and that they will go on for months and months crying. But that right now they've got to deal with how do they shut up a dove that's mourning the loss of it, and at the same time Pa is getting ready to, if he can't find Ma, he's going to be doing the one that's crying. And Hector runs, but he doesn't run away. He goes home as fast as he can to get the saw, and still leaves his family tied up, which was really great. And him trying to teach Hector the old get the rhythm thing, which was pretty funny. Like, no, it's this, and oh, I didn't say fucking, and no, just pull it on the next one. It's just really cool. And Pa just schools Hector on love in this episode, and it's just he brings him around, and through this whole experience that they're going through on this night, Hector realizes that this whole plan and everything is stupid, and that his real family is the one that deserves love, not this girl who just he thinks he wants because he thinks she wants him. But does she want him like the way his wife wants him? And it's just really sweet. And both Ben Kingsley and Louise Guzman, man, excellent work, guys. To Sir Ben Kingsley, I should say. But now, they get the tree down, they find her. Hector passes out, but then he wakes up in time to help Pa move the tree, but then he passes out again. And they get out, and and finally, they're together, and Hector runs home and embraces his family. And again, I guess I'm just cynical, or I'm just so used to things not being this way. But on the surface, everybody seems to forgive him, and that he earnestly is committed to changing what he's done and trying to fix what he's done and stop on this path that really would have left him broke, without a family, and who knows what else. And I don't think he's out of the woods yet. But Scotty overhears what Paul and James are saying, and now I'm like, well, Paul's a real villain. James is a dupe. He really is now. And now she knows, though, what they're up to. And Clara, who has these girls, and I'm only assuming that they're supposed to kill, or they said they're supposed to find him, but I don't know how this is all going to work out, because now Pa is right there in the middle of the road. So they found their man. They just don't know that they found him yet. And this really was just a really nice, sweet episode that changed my complete opinion on both Pa, Ma, and Hector gets a fix. And the whole situation now kind of changes. And I'm really excited to get back to the next episode, which hopefully will deal with Leslie and New Leaf. Oh, I can't wait to see Leslie and New Leaf having some conversations. And the whole thing with Dave getting stopped on the road because he was drunk, I mean, Leslie left him there at the bar. And those cops didn't seem like they were, I don't know, they looked like they were laughing at him. So I'm afraid poor Dave is actually in a bit of a spot himself. And so that's When Doves Cry. I can't wait to do episode 7. If you liked this little review, please hit that like button, comment, share, subscribe, hit that bell for all notifications. If you want to talk on Twitter, I am at Yesh8, that is YESSHH8. You can message me any comments there. Otherwise, if you want to contribute to the channel, we got paypal.me/smirkinggunreviews. We got a Patreon page. If you enter at the $5 level, you get to pick one episode of television or movie to review on that. I've been lax on telling people about that, and I've been not putting it in my descriptions. So if you're interested in that, go right ahead and join up on that. Otherwise, this is Robert Smirking Gun Reviews saying we'll be back with episode 7, hopefully by Thursday. I would like it to be sooner, hopefully maybe even Wednesday. It depends on how much stuff I got to do in my outside of this life. So this is Robert Smirking Gun Reviews saying thanks a lot for watching this video, and have a great day.